Welcome back to Blind Man Morrison. We've got Moggy on the ramps. It's covered up because the weather's changing again. And we're going to pop under and slide under the car and remove the prop shaft so we can get on with changing the universal joints. So there'll be a step-by-step guide on how to remove the universal joints. And then at the end, the tips and tricks on what we've learned in the process to see if we can get over some of the problems that we'll face. So I'm filthy already. I'll get in there, get that prop shaft out into the workshop, get the UJs out, get them swapped out, get it back on the car, get it on the road again, and hopefully it'll go all right. But knowing us, it'll probably be a total balls up and then ordering more parts than we needed. So let's get on with it.
So before I fit the universal joint, I just thought I'd show you. So this is the universal joint here, and it's got 4 caps on it, and it's also got the place where the grease nipple would go as well. And inside the cap are roller bearings. There you go, you can see them inside there. And they can come out quite easily, so you have to be a bit careful with those. And it does show you the importance of greasing your universal joints on your prop shaft, because that enables smooth movement, because this is enabling multi-directional movement. So when you buy these, you can buy them individually. You can buy them in a set of 2 as well. Obviously, you need 2 in order to be able to change them on both ends of the prop shaft. And they come with these clips as well. Now, I don't know what they would do in a garage, but for us, what we will do is we're going to change one entire end of the prop shaft. So we're going to take the universal joint out and replace it before we work on the other one. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove the old circlips and push out the old universal joint. We're then going to put the new universal joint onto the coupler first, and then we're going to join the coupler to the prop shaft. We're going to do it that way round, and then after that we'll put the grease nipple on after it's all in place. Obviously then and also the circlips would go back on as well. Then we'll do the other end, and then we'll be able to put it back on the car. So if you've seen us do this job before, you'll know that the next job is to mark the prop shaft against the diff. So I'm going to put a bit of paint here so I can see where they line up. So we've taken the 4 bolts out, and actually on this occasion it just then loosened and came down. When we did it previously, it was really tight against the diff, so we had to use a pry bar to loosen it. But we didn't need to do that on this occasion, so it's off. We've lowered it and put it gently on the ground, and we'll take it into the workshop to do the next bit. So we're in the workshop, and this is the prop shaft, and it's on the bench here. And to replace the universal joints, what you need to do is remove these circlips using circlip pliers, and there's one on each end. And then underneath that is a cap, so then we will need to knock out the cap, and we'll do that all the way around, and then we'll be able to replace the universal joint. So here's an edge here, and there's the circlip in there. So before you start, these are going to have been in there for a long time, so you want to soak them with a 3-in-1 oil or a penetrating oil overnight, all the way around, all 4 of them. And once you've done that, you can also lightly tap, not downwards but actually on the edges, just to sort of make them think that tomorrow they've got to come out. It might give you a fighting chance of making it a bit easier.
It's to loosen them up so the oil penetrates. That's what you're doing.
No big force. You don't want major force on that. You're just trying to make them tap round and leave them to soak overnight. And then what we'll do is, once we've done that, we'll come back. Using needle nose pliers or circlip pliers, you place the ends of the pliers into the ears on the circlip. And then what you're trying to do is push together, and so that you can lift out the circlip. Now, sometimes if they're as old as these are, what they will do is then break, but that means that you can also take them out because you don't need to use them again. So you just need to remove the circlips, and you need to do that on all 4 sides.
So here we are, doing the last circlip on the yoke of the rear of the prop shaft. And we're using needle nose pliers, not circlip pliers, but they are brand new with really sharp teeth. Or newish. We've had them a while.
There you go.
And they're out. And I think it's important to show the teeth actually on those, because they're really sharp and they just grab the ears.
Yeah.
You don't need to buy circlip pliers. If you've got really good sharp needle nose pliers like that, they're perfect for this.
If you're buying circlip pliers, you need internal ones, not external, external close. There they do the opposite way, don't they?
Do you want to film that again?
No, it's fine.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, internal ones is what you want.
Internal.
Or just a really good set of needle nose.
Yeah, needle nose are better.
So the next job is to make the journals really clean and really smooth. So that's what John's doing. And you can put a socket in a bit of sandpaper, can't you?
Yeah, but I don't do that. I use the spongy. This is a bit off an old paint roller, a small paint roller. Wrap your old
wet and dry
in there. Work it in there. It expands to the size of the hole you're working at, like that, and then you just clean your journals out. A lot less effort.
Can you just show how shiny it is? Is it nice and shiny? Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, it's nice and shiny. You want them really, really flat and smooth.
Smooth. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm going to keep going and get them shiny. I don't want to go too far, but you know what I mean. I'm going to get them nice and clean and get my light greasing before we tap the new bearings in.
So you might be able to see how there's a little edge on there. So it's important you've got one on the other side actually as well that's just protruding up slightly. So it's important that those are really flat. So you need to sort of file those down gently and then sand them down before you fit the new universal joint. So we're now going to do the diff end. So what we're doing is we're cleaning the journals out. So sanding them and also filing down any rough bits so you've got completely smooth journals through so that the new U-joints will go in properly. John's just sanding it there. We'll clean them off then, and before we fit the universal joints we'll obviously put grease in as well. We're going to fit the universal joint to this piece first, and then we're going to attach this to the prop shaft. We'll do it that way round. We're going to take the grease nipple off of the U-joint before we fit it, and then we'll put that back on afterwards, and the grease nipple needs to face towards the prop shaft in order that you'll be able to grease the car afterwards. So yeah, let's get on with that. So we've greased the journals. In the manual, the workshop manual, it says to use lithium grease, which is appropriate for metal parts, so that's what we've done. So now we're going to fit the new universal joint. Okay, so you can see that we've put the UJs in, the caps on, and it's important if you just turn that sideways, you've kind of got even amount either way on both sides, and that you're happy with the movement. There's no notchiness, no stiffness before you put the circlips in. And obviously, until you put the circlip on, you're going to get movement in both directions when you tap it. So we're going to put a circlip in now, and then we'll adjust the other side and put the other circlip in. So then what we've done is we've done the second fitting. We've put the circlips in. You can probably just see them in the ends there. And it's even and it's moving well, and it will go stiff once you put the circlips in. So then what we've done is just tap on the journals themselves with a hammer lightly on both ends so that it settles, and then we'll be able to fit that onto the prop shaft. It's on the prop shaft. We fitted it, we fitted the circlips, and we've also hammered lightly around the journal itself in order to make it settle. We've done that on both sides. As you can see, it's running smoothly. Okay, so the new circuit goes in. Like that. Just push it down. There you go. So we have put the U-joint on, and so we fitted the U-joint to the yoke first before we fitted it to the prop shaft, and now we've put the circlips back in, and the last bit for this, apart from cleaning up, is just to knock round the journals themselves to make sure that it settles. So it's difficult for me to do with one hand on the camera, but this is essentially what you're doing is round the edge to make sure they settle. And then we will put the grease nipple back. So we took it out. You see that? Somewhere around here. Where's it gone? Somewhere around there is the grease nipple. We took it out and we'll put it back, because if you do it with the grease nipple in, there's a risk to the grease nipple, and then you end up with a sheared off grease nipple inside the UJ, which is basically completely kaput then, isn't it? So we've done that, and we'll put the grease nipple back, and then that's that end done. So we fitted the grease nipple back, and I'm just going to grease it. You should start to see it coming out. Oh yeah, there, look. You can see it just emerging on that side there.
See it on the other side?
No, not yet. Yeah, you can see it on the bottom. So yeah, there we go.
Right, let's do the other end.
So a few days have passed and the prop shaft is back on. And we took advantage of the opportunity to paint the prop shaft while we were there. And also, because it was out of the way, we undersealed the car as well. So there you go. There's the prop shaft back on. I'll just show you the other end. So here's the other end of the prop shaft, all back on. So let's see what it's like.
So we've now started the car and we're going for the test drive to see if we've fitted everything correctly. UJs. Going to go drive it around the yard, test those UJ joints. See if there's any vibration from the prop shaft, make sure we got the prop shaft correctly aligned, and then check the diff pinion also hasn't leaked.
There you go.
So what have we learned from doing the UJs on a prop shaft? Well, we started with doing 3 different methods to get the UJs out of the collars of the prop shaft. We used a press, but that wasn't very good. It actually was really difficult. We tried the old vice method with 2 different size sockets. That wasn't good, but actually what worked in the end was a hammer and a drift, or a big old piece of ironmongery like that. And after soaking them overnight, after cleaning the UJs and removing the clips, we found that actually just knocking them out with a hammer and drift was the best way. And the other thing is, you don't need to use really fancy, expensive internal circlip pliers to remove your circlips. Actually, a really decent set of needle nose pliers with sharp teeth, not worn teeth, got to be sharp, like that or that, really does the trick really well, and it saves you having to buy new tools. And the other thing is, when you're knocking the UJs out, is not to knock the caps all the way out of the collar when you're trying to remove them from the other side. Is you knock them nearly all the way out until about 6 mils showing, and you grab them with your mole grips, and then you just wiggle them out, and then you can knock them back through the other way, and then grab the cap with the mole grips on the other side and pull them out that way, and that is the most effective way. And I think that's all about it, isn't it? Did you think
do
of
one
anything
side
else?
entirely before you do the other end?
Yeah, so when you're removing and replacing your UJs, do one end completely. Don't do them both at the same time, because you may get the ends mixed up. So that means that when you only do one end at a time, you won't spin the prop shaft the wrong way around. I think that's it, isn't it?
Yep, there we go.
There we go. And on to the next job.